Our Zerg player dominating with beautiful Mutalist control all over the map. An almost unstoppable force. Give it up for DRG. His opponent, the underdog in the bottom left. He must overcome his weakest matchup against the best Zerg in the world. Show some support for Alicia.
Tasteless, can he come back? That last game, that had to have hurt. He blocked everything for so long, but in the end, he just could not hold on. Even just sitting in his base defending, DRG picked him apart.
Yeah, you know, I think he can. I don't know what the best way to go about beating DRG is, though. DRG is one of these players that we see where he doesn't even have any kind of major weakness.
No, exactly. You know, when you get up towards being like #1 in the world for your race, what weaknesses do you really have? You don't have any. That's why he is always hitting the finals.
Yeah. He really doesn't have any holes in his play. Whereas Alicia fundamentally just is not somebody who wins more PvZs than he loses. So this is going to be tough. But like I said before, if Alicia can get this far, I think that it's more than possible that he can pull a rabbit out of his hat.
Yeah, you know, it looked bad at the end of that game, but it was very close in the beginning. And, you know, as Apollo mentioned, he chose to go Dark Templars as opposed to quicker Psystorm. If he had gotten quicker Psystorm, things could have turned around. You'd be really surprised how badly Mutas get owned by Psystorm, how badly Banelings get owned by Psystorm. And that's really how he won the game.
Yeah. Looks like we have the probe now just trying to deny this hatchery. The longer he does it, the better. Anything to slow down DRG, because as we all know, once he gets set up, it's pretty hard to slow him down. Note the probe also now going towards the direction of the potential third base, or would be second base if he lets that pylon complete, which he'll probably not. He'll probably cancel.
Well, we do have 4 Zerglings heading down, so they can take it out pretty quickly if he does not. And he does let it finish. Just wants to keep those Zerglings over there a bit longer. It's going to allow his cannon to finish anyways.
Yeah, you know, there's different techniques you can use as far as canceling the pylon and letting it finish. Because if you do let it finish, well, then you definitely know where the Zerglings have to be. They can't head towards your base, so you're absolutely right.
If they were to head down there and not get in, that would actually set the Zerg quite behind.
Absolutely. Double gases now. And pretty soon, shortly after the Cybernetics core, we're going to see what exactly Alicia has in mind.
You know, I think he might go for another Robo opening. This is another popular map to take a quick third on as Protoss. You definitely can defend against the crazy Roach attacks, which is something DRG will do to you the second he thinks it can kill you.
DRG basically opening up the same way that we always see DRG open, getting that third base, very passive. DRG is somebody who's very confident that he's not going to get hurt early on. And he really has no interest in whatsoever in actually attacking his opponent early on for the vast majority of his games.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to stay with that throughout the series. Maybe if we go to the extended series best of 9, like maybe games 7 or 8 would be smart to mix in a cheese, but he has to feel confident in what he does best.
Now, you know, a lot of people out here play StarCraft casually and have never played on a competitive level, so I want to go into what exactly it looks like when DRG is doing this. He's making sure that every single drone that hatches goes to the absolute most efficient mineral patch. There's no overlapping drones or too many drones on one mineral patch so that it's not efficient. He's making sure that there's the right amount of drones at every single expansion. He's making sure that every structure is put in the most perfect possible setting. He's making sure that his creep is as far out as possible. And, you know, that might sound like something that's fairly passive, but the amount of tasks he's juggling are insane.
Oh, yeah. It's very complicated to actually get your Zerg machine going.
Yeah, and he does it better than anybody else in the world.
That's true. Now, we do have Stargate tech from Alicia. DRG sees 1 extra gas down there. And that gas, you know, that gas doesn't necessarily mean anything. He just sees 1, and it's a little bit late.
Now, remember, Alicia lost the first Stalker in the last game, so he definitely doesn't want to lose it this time. I think that was the beginning of things starting to fall apart for Alicia. Just a few minor mistakes here and there, then the accidental Guardian shield, stuff like that.
Well, another Overlord is going in through the main base. A Stalker going in to intercept it, but he is definitely going to see that Stargate. And in fact, there it is. He sees even that a Void Ray is on the way. Might even end up seeing that pop out just barely. And now he's just going to know what he has to do to defend. You know, connect some creep, maybe get a Spore or two, definitely have enough Queens.
As you guys can see, Alicia on his end also just trying to get everything set up perfectly. And so far, you know, he's doing actually a perfectly good job. The supplies about where they should be for this phase of the game. Nobody missing a beat. And also note, this is one of these maps where it's very easy for the Zerg to get the fourth.
Something quite interesting is happening here. Okay, just started the next Phoenix. That Stargate was not doing anything for a little bit there, but he is finally making another one. It's very rare that you see someone make just a Void Ray and a Phoenix.
So the second Phoenix, as you said, is going to be out soon. Going in and attacking this Queen. Oh, Miss Micro there. The Overlord actually will get away. Overlord very low in HP.
And trying to put up some pylons. He is at the fourth area of Zerg. Zergling's finding that right away, so he definitely wants to try to put on some pressure. He does have +1 already, but that Roachhorn is about to finish, as well as a couple Spine Crawlers at the third base.
Part of me almost thinks he should have canceled the pylon after it got spotted. I mean, talk about not having the element of surprise now.
Well, it looks like he does want to try to push forward, but with the Spine Crawlers, triple Queen and Lings, with the Roaches on the way, the +1 Zealots should not end up doing anything.
As you can see here, Phoenix is now moving in, doing a little bit of damage over here, trying to pick up the Queen. Let's see how much damage Alicia can do. The more damage Alicia does, the less powerful. Uh-oh, is he going to lose that? Void Ray, nope, just barely gets out of there. Yeah, the more damage that he does, the less powerful DRG is going to be later on when he starts to harass those mutants.
That's right, and 5 Queens showing their power, really pushing that harassment backwards. And now DRG has a pretty reasonable lead. You know, a lot of units have gone in, haven't done anything. In fact, he's going to continue to try, realizing that he really needs to get some damage done here.
All right, the Phoenix is coming here now. The Zealots versus the Roach is not exactly a fair fight for those Zealots, but with the Phoenix is picking up the Queen, he's starting to manage to do a little bit more damage now, taking out a few drones and Overlords. This is the kind of damage that Alicia needed to do.
Indeed it is. Really well done there by Alicia, recovering and flies into the main base. Going to harass a bit more. All the Queens were out defending against the Phoenixes, so it was easy to go in there and kill some more drones. He also saw that it's going to be Infestor tech.
All right, so he did do a little bit of damage. I was a little bit concerned for Alicia initially there, since he didn't even kill that first Overlord he attacked. Didn't really do much damage to the second base, but he eventually got in there and did do the damage he needed to do.
Oh, nice transfuse. Nice transfuse again on that Roach. The Queen's starting to own the map a little bit, and DRG, I wouldn't be surprised to see him expand right away now.
Alicia trying to get this base up over here. And yeah, I think there's going to be a little bit of a lull here, as neither player can really touch the other. Now, as far as Alicia goes, Alicia's trying to develop a solid ground army to push with while securing this third base. DRG, it doesn't look like he's going to enter that 3-base harass mode at all, at least for now. I mean, he's just sitting back. I think that damage that Alicia dealt to him is now just forcing DRG to continue to work on his war machine right now instead of actually attacking.
I completely agree, Tasteless. I mean, he's playing against Stargate tech. Alicia's in an easily defensible location, and he's going Infestors. So likely we're going to see him tech up towards Broodlords at some point. So Alicia's going to have to be wary of that. He's going for Colossus. He's getting a lot of Stalkers, finally getting his Twilight Council. But he's going to have to throw down a Fleet Beacon and have the Mothership out before we see the Broodlords.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a game where DRG is investing all into the late game. DRG's creep spread looking pretty decent. It seems like it slowed down just a little bit after the harassment.
Certainly had to use a lot of energy there. And, you know, the creep spread is getting a bit better. These Queens are walking out quite a bit. You know, that's a nice thing about your opponent going for Stargate tech. You're actually going to have a few extra Queens, and that's going to help push your creep spread forward.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. You have all these queens for air defense. Now what are you going to do? I mean, you might as well use them for something. Creep tumors are probably the way to go. So the fourth base is up and running. And right now, you know, DRG's economy is looking pretty good. 160 supply, to 132.
And he catches the Void Ray. Nice job there with the Infestors he cleans.
He actually caught, I almost spat water all over myself. He actually caught that Observer too.
Yeah, that was really well done by DRG, just trading that energy to kill a few units. Now, DRG is already getting his Hive, is already going Corruptors, so we're going to have to see a 3-base timing attack here from Alicia. Unless he goes straight into Mothership, he's not going to have any other choice.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Artosis. I agree completely. The sand is running out of the hourglass for him. He's going to have to do something. Although I have to say, this is definitely one of these games where Alicia did effectively prevent DRG from being maxed out right away. And just, you know, that nightmare that is the DRG harass on 3 different fronts that usually wins him the vast majority of the games that I casted him, at least. He prevented that. So at least now Alicia has some more control as far as what's going on. As you can see, a lot of money being stockpiled here by DRG. He definitely wants to invest that in the Brood Wars.
Well, right now we do have Alicia adding a few more gates, so it looks like he realizes, okay, it is time to start pushing. He has 4 Colossus, so this army is going to be really, really good. Blinking forward, trying to kill as many Lings as possible. Any free units he can kill.
He's actually even the supply out. He's even the supply out 160. Well, with 160 to 160, and now it's 170 to 177 to 175. So this is a good moment for Alicia. Can he do it though? There's a lot of spine crawlers up ahead. This would not be an easy place to penetrate. He may try to instead go above the 4th base and attack from that angle. There's a lot of different ways he can do this.
Yeah, you know, that might be the best way, in fact, because of all those Infestors. And look at this, sniping all these drones. Great moves by Alicia. The Corruptors do move forward. The Greater Spire not quite halfway done yet.
Oh my God, Alicia doesn't know that there's actually the 5th base being made, or actually even 6th base being made right behind him.
Time for DRG to expand everywhere, but Alicia, he's got to continue to attack. We have a mass draft migration right now going on. A lot of spine crawlers coming up to that 3rd base, but he's going to attack them before they can burrow.
All right, he's moving in now. Some nice bungles. The spine crawlers have not been playing. Beautiful force fields preventing the Zerglings from getting up there. The spine crawlers are being melted. 3 Colossi, actually 4 Colossi, excuse me, remain.
And one of them goes down. Another one is very deep red and looks like it will go down. He is clearing out these Colossi with his Corruptors, but with those Corruptors going away, he can't make Brood Lords. He's making nothing but Lings right now, and there is still a Colossus out. This is looking very good for Alicia.
He came in at the perfect angle, circumventing all the defenses. The Colossus does finally go down, but is it too late?
That was a very important moment. DRG may have a chance to hold this. He is making mostly Lings, which can do all right against Stalkers, but this is a huge amount of Stalkers. GG! And Alicia takes game number 2.
That was very well played. You know, that attack early on with the Phoenixes and the Void Rays caused a pretty big hiccup in DRG getting set up for that, you know, what we've been talking about the whole time. That nonstop aggression and that attack, the way he went all the way around, that was beautiful. Apollo, DJ Wheat, what are your thoughts?
Well, we got ourselves a finals, ladies and gentlemen, which is great. I mean, Alicia, I really have to say that Alicia, maybe there was some nerves coming into play in that first game. Yeah. You know, Tasteless, you had called out like the Guardian shields popping, but he seems much more relaxed. That looked like the Alicia that was tearing through the tournament all weekend long. Apollo?
And yeah, I completely agree with that statement, and the engagement won him the game. You know,
absolutely.
Everything before that was great. You know, it was all running smoothly. But if he'd taken an engagement anywhere else aside from that single location, he would have lost the game. He didn't. Well, first of all, DongRaeGu that was the only place he didn't have spine crawlers covering, and he had to pick up and move. And then he was abusing the macro hatch of DongRaeGu, using it to his own advantage, combined with just limited amounts of force fields. Didn't need that many because there was a hatchery there and spine crawlers anyway. And it was a perfect engagement.
I mean, the hatchery was like a giant force field in the first place. I mean, with those Zerglings, there was nothing that DRG could do. So, guys, I think there you have it, 1-1.
The 4 Colossus, too, very important because he kept them alive long enough you know, especially keeping those Phoenixes
Oh, I was
alive,
about
they
to say
helped
that,
to
the
kill
Phoenix.
down all of the Corruptors because he needed those.
Yeah.
DRG was reinforcing with Zerglings. That was what he was upgrading the entire time. So just perfectly done by Alicia, that timing.